Hi guys, PD here, welcome to the channel, welcome to another new video. I've just had an amazing VR experience with UEVR. There's a game on Steam called Cygni, All Guns Blazing, from Konami. It's supposed to be a revolutionary new shoot 'em up. Now reading the description of the game itself describes exactly what I played in VR. An unrelenting onslaught of eye-popping visuals, ear-bursting soundscapes and mind-melting action makes Cygni the vanguard for the next generation of shoot-em-ups. Outgunned, outmanned and out on your own, plunge into a sky full of hell in a last-ditch battle for survival. This game, guys, in VR with UEVR, absolutely stunning. You're going to see some shocked looks from me in the video, in my phone footage. There is a profile for the game which makes the world a lot smaller and easier to see in VR, and it looked and played fantastic. It's one of those games it's hard to describe how amazing this was on a flat screen. Not only are you shooting aliens in front of you like a normal shoot 'em up, you've got ground-based weapons, so you can actually shoot rockets down to the ground. The scope and scale of this game, the 3D effect was amazing. I really felt like I was flying high above these worlds, bombarding them, shooting the robots. Every now and then something would come down from the sky in front of me, and you'll see by the look of my face, the way I jumped back, how shocked I was to see that. This feels like something straight out of War of the Worlds. I love the ship designs, the aliens, combat's really fast. This game is currently on sale on Steam at the moment, so it's a no-brainer to get and try. This is not your average shoot 'em up, there is a tutorial. I highly recommend you do the tutorial. The tutorial shows you how to manage between your shields and your weapon fire. This is a crucial part of the game, you need to balance them out during the battles. It teaches you how to lock onto ground units, how to use homing rockets, that sort of thing. I know people who played the game, they did not even know they had a weapon for shooting the ground targets. And when you shoot the ground targets, you get credits to boost your shields and your firepower throughout the game. I'm going to cut the tutorial section out of my video because it's quite long. You will die a lot in this game, it's quite hard. There is the ability to upgrade your ship, I do believe, once you've completed the levels. The levels are quite long. I died both times trying to complete the first level, so I never got to see any power-ups. I do show you the power-up screen later on in the video. I would recommend you turn head shaking off because it's quite jarring in VR, and you'll see me turn that off later on in the video. This was a totally new and unique experience for me in VR with UEVR. Highly recommend you pick up the game cheap, give it a go. It should not be too demanding on your PC either. I'm curious now to see what the other levels are like. Now the game does have like an arcade mode, but for me that was locked. I assume you need to finish the game first to unlock arcade mode. I recorded my gameplay on the Quest 3, and like I said, this video is not going to give justice to this game in a VR headset. We all know Konami makes some amazing shoot 'em up games. This is high on my list of UEVR games to try, and it's dirt cheap. Some of you might already have the game in your Epic Games library. The game was free a while back on the Epic Games Store. There's no commentary in this video, I was too excited to play the game. I saw the screenshots, saw the videos. I could not wait to experience this game in a VR headset. I'm so glad I did. I now want to see the other amazing levels, so I'm going to have to play the game to get good at it. I almost killed one of the bosses on my second attempt. I got it down to 5%. It's time for me to put on my Buck Rogers shoes and go back in and have another go. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you for watching. We just hit 27,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you all enough for all your support. I love the VR community. So please leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to hit my little bell, and I'll see you in the next one. I almost forgot, when you install UEVR, it does detect some VR folders in the game folder. You do need to go in there and rename them so that UEVR will work.
glimpse of you, and then you was gone. I search for you everywhere. Where'd I go wrong? Chasing shadows in the neon light, flickers of hope in the darkest night. Echoes linger in this empty space. Where did you disappear in the digital haze? Lost in the rhythm, but still feel the voice. You were my signal, now I'm just noise. Scrolling through the pages of memories untold, in a world of pixels, your warmth turns cold. Chasing after whispers through the wires and screens.